Kahalal Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Makakodash. Shalom to the Akyam and Akwat that's out there, the four corners of the globe that's pushing his word in truth and sincerity. And double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who continue to rule and guide us through the Spirit, and have the truth since day one. Yasad again, come with another video. This one I'm gonna title Awake or Awakening. I start off with Romans 13:11, and we start off with saying, and that knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than when we believed. The night is fast spent, the day is at hand. Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness, and let us put on the armor of light. Armor of light also could also mean the truth as well, right? For walking in darkness is just walking in the untruth, and basically walking in darkness without any knowledge, right? So the angle that I'm bringing up for is the awakening that is happening, that you see happening all over, especially with the protests, that started off from the death of George Floyd, right? And now, as I understand it, is all 50 states now have protests all over. And then now you see certain videos and pictures and stuff start coming up, that people now starting to see these things. Like this here, saw this when I took a trip to Jerusalem, and you see in here the picture where Yahushua and the disciples and the people with actually dark skin, right? Earliest found painting of Yahushua, and they would have all of these things, and they would have destroyed some, they would have hide some, and then this is the time of the Renaissance where they repainted Yahushua to look like this Esau with long hair, etc. Right? So you see in the awakening of people, Israelites coming to the true identity, and true identity of who Yahushua was, right? And all this is not by chance. All this is actually part of the awakening coming on to the ending here. So that's how you know again that this is the ending. You see that article here with Blacks in London host first ever memorial service for victims of transatlantic slave trade. So now, because with this black movement, everything is coming back in. Right here you see bashed and burned 3 Chinese are murdered in Zambia as racial tensions runs rise, and this thing is running across the whole globe of everyone, recognizing they're going with the slogan with Black Lives Matter. Very ignorant of the fact that they are Israelites and we were cursed, but it's a start, it's an eye opener. People getting to recognize, and they want, I would say eventually they will want revenge. Right? This BBC slave trader statue torn down in Bristol. So he's recognizing. I hope. Well, I guess later on, all this Columbus Day and those things eventually might go down as well. I'm not too sure how this is gonna flow. Alright, so just want to read this back over Romans 13:11, and that knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than when we believe. And it is nearer because the signs of the times and the prophecies are coming true. Yahushua is just around the corner. Just a few more prophecies to fulfill. And the biggest one coming will be the mark of the beast, which is the microchip, and then eventually the hour of temptation when that comes about, and then it's all over. Right? I want to bring a couple more precepts here and close off. This is Psalms 59:5. Though, therefore, O Lord God of hosts, the God of Israel, awake to visit all the heathen, be not merciful to any wicked transgressors, Selah. Right? So, the Most High is visiting. You've seen all these things and trial and tribulation, uprising and uproars of people that is all around the world. I mean, it's highlighted more in America right now, but it's happening all over the world. Right? But also jump to another precept here. This is Psalms 73 and 20. Maybe. I'm gonna start with 17. Until I went into the sanctuary of God, then understood I their end. Right? Surely thou didst set them in slippery places, thou castest them down into destruction. How are they brought into desolation as in a moment? But this thing really happened so fast. And in a moment, the COVID crammed the entire world and sped up this process of the end of times. And now this protest is going to speed up everything more, which is eventually going to bring in martial law to try to control them, which ultimately going to lead into the so-called second wave and vaccine and then the microchip. Right? Continuing verse 19, they are utterly consumed with terrors as a dream when one awaketh. So, O Lord, when thou awakest, thou shalt despise their image. And I show you the pictures where now people are awakening to the actual image where Yahweh and the disciples were actually dark skin, right? Not those blonde blue-eye people that they repainted and changed the image during the Renaissance period, right? Another precept here. Just trying to find it here. I have to go into the Apocrypha for a precept here. Let's see if I could find it here now. Ecclesiastes 33 and 16. That one 15. So look upon all the works of the Most High, and there are two and two, one against another. I awaked up last of all, as one that gathereth after the grape gatherers. By the blessing of the Lord I profited, and tread my wine press like gatherer of grapes. Consider that I labor not for myself, but for all of them that seek learning. Right? So anyone that that actually listening to this, just want to wake up to the truth and the repainting of that image and the true color of Yahweh and the disciples. Right? So this is another part of the awakening where people getting to recognize who they are as a people. Right? And not what was painted or what was taught to people, and we are the true Israelites, right? Not these here in Revelation 2 and 9. I know thy works and tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich, and I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews, but are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. And again, the second part of that is 3 and 9. Behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan, which say they are Jews and are not, but do lie. Behold, I'll make them to come and worship before thy feet and to know that I have loved thee. All right, so all this is starting to open people's eyes to the truth, and to show that those people that call themselves Jews, who lives in the physical Jerusalem right now, they are not the true Jews that was actually spoken in the Bible. And the awakening with all these images here now, as you see, is what people starting to open their eyes to realize that our Shani disciples were actually dark skinned and they had woolly hair. Right? And even the paintings are proof, and the pictures with the whitewash. And with that, I want to say shalom until the next time.